Takehiro Tomiyasu injury setback. Guys, having gone ahead to play only 6 minutes as Arsenal went ahead to beat Southampton by 3 goals. Was it 4-1 at the side of the Emirates in the game that led us to the international break? Takehiro Tomiyasu has gone ahead, obviously, come up and obviously get what we call an injury setback. This is really very, very bad to the fans of Arsenal because all the right backs are really injured, and he was the only glimmer of hope that they went ahead, obviously, get in all what they went ahead to orchestrate and have hope in after the international break. Remember, Timber is injured, Ben White is injured, and we wait to see what submissions the manager of Arsenal is really going to be telling us this Friday, that is tomorrow, as far as the pre-match press conference is really concerned. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football, and hope you guys are really having fun. I'm going to be digging deep into the Tomiyasu injury and what it means for his career, the club of Arsenal. Then Éder Militão, who also missed out on the international break and was really set aside because of injury. Some positive news. And Lewandowsk, who found himself injured during the international break. A very huge update from Barcelona has been submitted as they obviously prepare to go ahead and obviously play into what we call the Spanish La Liga this week. 100 likes should be smashed on this video, and obviously we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. And even if you want a used phone and a used laptop, you can as well contact them on +256 70 9988 665, and you can as well jet onto TikTok and really find them at Mono Gadgets. Go to the search bar of TikTok, type Mono Gadgets, you'll thank me later, because you'll have a steer or a gaze at the wide range of products that Mono Gadgets really has for you. So, hope it's really a wonderful Thursday and we are really back into the Premier League, and I'm really excited because I know to it that on Saturday, games of football are back. That is, the Premier League is back to the fullest. Now, let's start it off with a story coming in from the AFTV media. They broke the story and they said that, according to reports, Takehiro Tomiyasu suffered a recurrence of his knee problem in his short appearance against Southampton, and he could be out of action for another month. That's what we got from AFTV media. And you know, it is that AFTV is the biggest Arsenal fan channel, and they really get this news from the source. And after AFTV, we went ahead to obviously getting a story coming in through from Team Talk. They told us that sources have confirmed to Team Talk that Arsenal are seriously concerned. Takehiro Tomiyasu suffered a recurrence injury of his knee problem in his short appearance against Southampton, and he could now be out of action for yet another month. Now, when you look at that, what image does it paint for you? Takehiro Tomiyasu has ticked the box of being an injury-prone player. And what is surprising is, when he came in through in the summer of 2021, you remember that very well, Tomiyasu went ahead to play from August to March. I think that's when he really got injured. Was it February or March 2022? That's when he first got injured at the club of Arsenal. And ever since then, it has never gone ahead to be the same as it was when he commenced his season at Arsenal. It's really very worrying of a player like Takehiro Tomiyasu, because he's one of the few players that they have at Arsenal that can play in that entire back line. He can play as a left back, he can play as a right back, he can play in the central defense. That is Takehiro Tomiyasu for you. And I think him and Julian Timber tick that box. I think the other defender they have that can really play like 3 positions is Calafiori. By the way, Calafiori can play that entire line because he has shown us that he can play as a right back, he can play as a left back, he can play as a central defender. Even Jakub Kiwior, I've seen him play as a central defender, I've seen him play as a left back. So, all in all, we should agree on to one thing, that Tomiyasu is an injury-prone player. That is it. You might not agree it with me, but at a certain point X, you will, because ever since he got that injury in February or March 2022, Takehiro Tomiyasu has never gone ahead to be the same. He comes in through, he plays like 3-4 games, he goes back. And this comes in through when Arsenal has just gone ahead, obviously extended his injury. his contract. And I'm like, why did Arsenal do this? You know, every time you extend the contract of a player like Tomiyasu, who is really injury prone, you will find it hard to obviously get the money you want from him. That is it. Because he's on a long contract and teams will be like, he's an injury prone player. Why pay you that amount of money that you're really requesting in for? You get? And it goes back to the physios of Arsenal also, because the physios of Arsenal have done a lot in really cutting short the time frame of injuries. But why are they really failing on Takehiro Tomiyasu? Maybe they need to obviously refer him to an expert, because when you look at the injuries, when you compare these two injuries, the injury of Tomiyasu and the injury of Julian Timber, I think that of Julian Timber is the worst that we can talk about, right? You know, is the worst. All those are knee injuries, but they're really different injuries of the knee. And that of Julian Timber has proven to be one of the worst that will ever come up and obviously talk about. But Julian Timber is back. He's playing well, though he missed out on a game recently. And we anticipate that some good news is going to be really communicated to the fans of Arsenal by Mikel Arteta tomorrow, as far as his return is really concerned. But don't forget to obviously talk of Tomiyasu and how he's really having recurrent injuries. And when such things really occur, it really sends a message that it's high time for him to leave. I remember in the summer transfer window, I was one of the few people who came up and obviously put in a very huge shift about this guy known as Takehiro Tomiyasu and Gabriel Jesus. If you remember very well, and your memory is not like that of an electric fish, is it electric or golden fish? One of the two. I think it's an electric fish. I sounded this, that these two players at Arsenal are really playing their last season if they don't really keep themselves available. I talked about Gabriel Jesus. I talked about Takehiro Tomiyasu. And I tell you, let's wait and see what will happen in the summer. Jesus hasn't gone ahead, obviously, tick the box of being available. You see to it that he plays 1 or 2 games, he gets a setback, and the same applies to Takehiro Tomiyasu. And there will be some of the players that Arsenal will be looking to replace in the summer transfer window. And I won't be shocked when Tomiyasu is either loaned in the summer of 2025 or sold permanently by the club of Arsenal, because you can't have an injury-prone player. I support Manchester United. I saw it happen at Manchester United with a player like Paul-Ebile Pogba. Paul-Ebile Pogba turned to be an injury-prone player, and Ten Hag said, I cannot really extend my contract at Manchester United. Sorry with him. Then Anton Martial, very good, talented player, just age 27-28, 2 seasons with Eric Ten Hag, injury-prone, broke down totally and couldn't obviously create any consistency at the team. Then Rafael Varane, United were like, we are not gonna trigger the further 1 year on your contract because you aren't really available. So Arsenal needs to go ruthless on these players, especially Gabriel Jesus and Takehiro Tomiyasu, if at all they find themselves not being consistent when the manager really needs them. Now he's out for a full month. Being out for a full month, that means he's gonna miss out onto the following games that Arsenal are gonna be playing in the league, Champions League, and the Carabao Cup. Obviously on Saturday, Arsenal is going to be playing Bournemouth away. He's out. Then Shakhtar Donetsk next Tuesday. He's out. Arsenal versus Liverpool, one of the games that you anticipate that would have gone ahead obviously play a very integral role in as far as stopping that attacking force of Liverpool is concerned. You know, next Sunday, Arsenal is going to be playing Liverpool and is going to be out. Then 30th October, obviously, Arsenal are going to be playing away at Preston. One of the games that would have gone to start to obviously improve on his fitness. He's out. Newcastle versus Arsenal, 2nd November. He's going to be out. Inter Milan versus Arsenal. He's going to be out. That is 6th November. 10th November, he's also going to be out. Meaning that he will return when Arsenal is playing Nottingham Forest. unless otherwise a surprise really befalls the side of Arsenal. But the injury list is really huge. Tomiyasu is back. Talk about Ben White, Julian Timber, Partey, Kai Havertz, Saka, Martin Odegaard, Kieran Tierney. Arsenal is now having 8 injuries, but we note that out of those 8 players, 4 of those might return into the training session of Arsenal. That is Kai Havertz, Timber, White, and Partey. You know, Saka, I know he's really going to be available over the weekend to really take Arsenal to where they've always going to hit to work to be. So that is a story coming in through from the sources of Arsenal. Takehiro Tomiyasu injury setback, you know, and he's out for another 1 month. And it's over to you, the fans of Arsenal. What should you do for him? After that, let's obviously go to the side of Real Madrid, with them having problems of the centre back and other defenders out. Showing interest in William Saliba, they've come up with some good news. Éder Militão, who went ahead to obviously miss the lion's share of last season with an ACL injury, returned towards the end of the season of 2023-2024, and he really got setbacks. And we noted that these setbacks really are really frequent when a player has gone ahead to miss out on the game of football for some long time. But he has gone ahead obviously coming through and playing that central defense with Rudiger, but he got a setback. And good news is that he has found himself past fit and is back in training for Real Madrid to really do the needful and face Celta Vigo. And Marca have told us that Éder Militão, the Brazilian defender, has now recovered and will be back against Celta Vigo. So, Real Madrid are putting on a charge to obviously compete for what we call the league title with Barcelona. But looks like it's not all well for Real Madrid because injuries are really surging. Kylian Mbappe is injured. We went ahead obviously get a story coming in through from sources from Spain that even Jude Bellingham is really having a shoulder injury. And he's like trying to obviously find the best time for him to undergo that surgery. And it might be in the summer because he feels like he has to play this season fully. Then, which other player at Madrid is injured? Alaba went ahead to get a very huge setback. And remember, Alaba has played more games as a Real Madrid centre-back than as a left-back. So that is Alaba for you. So Alaba was expected to return after the international break, but he got a setback, and we don't know when he's really going to be showing up to obviously put in the required shift all together. So Éder Militão coming in through, it's really going to be a very huge boost for the side of Real Madrid as they're going to be playing against Celta Vigo, and we are just waiting to see how Éder Militão is really going to be putting in that required shift altogether, because we all know that he's a good defender, but he has been out for some time, and his setting deep into that will obviously take some time. And that shows you exactly why the side of Real Madrid is interested in William Saliba from Arsenal, and they want obviously to go at Arsenal and tell him, please come here and obviously let's get going to the next level. And that is the guy known as Éder Militão. So he's back, and Madrid are really excited, meaning that their back four is really going to be having Éder Militão, Rudiger, and Mendy. But remember, even Carvajal is injured, and that will call for Éder Militão to be played as a right back, and then push Tchouaméni to be played as a central defender, you know, alongside Rudiger, because on several occasions we're going to hit to see Tchouaméni being played as a central defender. And in the due course of the international break, we saw to it that Tchouaméni went ahead obviously get himself sent off the field of play. Now let's obviously go to their counterparts, that is Barcelona with Lewandowski obviously coming up and really seeing them draw with Croatia. I think it was by 3-3. He found himself really getting an injury into that game of football. And we are having a close source coming in through from Barcelona. This is Javi Miguel Club. He works with Diarios and he works in the Catalonia radio and the El Chingo. He told us that Lewandowski is fine. He does not have any injury. Now, amidst scares being there for him as they took on Luka Modric's side into the UEFA Nations League, obviously we've gone ahead to get confirmation from the people around him that the player is not injured and is really good to go into the games that Barcelona is set to play. And Barcelona is topping the La Liga with 24 points, followed by Real Madrid with 21 points, and you're waiting to see how it's obviously gonna go into a snippet of the games that Barcelona set to play before we go to another international break. Barcelona will host Sevilla this Sunday. They have to play Bayern Munich in the midweek. Real Madrid next Saturday. That is the El Clasico, 26th October. That shows you how important it is for this guy to be available. That is Lewandowski. And Barcelona will host Espanyol on the 3rd of November. Then Gravena Zevana, 6th November. That is the Champions League. They'll be playing. Our Sociedad will be hosting Barcelona on the 10th of November before we go to the international break. And those are the games that they are set to obviously play. That is the side of Barcelona. And Lewandowski is really very integral into their season because he has gone ahead to play 9 games for Barcelona in the La Liga and he has 10 goals and 2 assists. That is Lewandowski for you. Champions League, 2 games, 2 goals. That is Lewandowski for you. 36-year-old, still cruising up and running to obviously put in the required shift altogether. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Takehiro Tomiyasu injury setback. He's out for a full month. What do you think Arsenal should do for this Japanese international? And what do you make about Éder Militão injury boost and Lewandowski also returning back after that shock from the game they played against Croatia in the international break? That was the UEFA Nations League and that game ended 3-3. So I call upon for 100 likes. Be smashing this video. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel, Rokani Media Football, and let's go mad by subscribing and really sharing this video to our loved ones and friends that really love the sport. Takehiro Tomiyasu is out. I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I'm out. Bye bye. First video of the day coming early. You missed me yesterday. I'm back with a big bang.